her voice. Chapter 1. The Walls Whisper. Janelle Morgan had heard a lot of things through thin apartment walls in her life, but nothing quite like what she heard that Monday morning in Brooklyn. "She don't belong here," a muffled voice spat behind drywall. "These people bring trouble." Janelle paused mid-sip of her coffee, her ears sharp. She lived in a pre-war building filled with quirk stores that stuck, radiators that hissed, and tenants that rarely made eye contact. But Janelle, a Harvard-educated civil rights lawyer, wasn't the type to ignore whispers, especially not racist ones. Chapter 2. The Complaint. Janelle's upstairs neighbor, Miss Ruth, a quiet Haitian grandmother, knocked later that day with tears brimming in her eyes. Her rent had suddenly doubled, and the landlord claimed she violated her lease for burning spices. The same spices Ruth had cooked with for 20 years. Janelle knew what this was: constructive eviction. A tactic used by slumlords to force out black and brown tenants. She took Ruth's complaint, then a dozen more from others in the building, and started a file labeled Landlord Tobias Crane. Chapter 3. The Meeting. When she called Tobias Crane to schedule a meeting, he laughed. "You're just another tenant," he said. "I'm a lawyer representing several tenants," she replied coolly. He didn't laugh after that. At the meeting, he swaggered in with slick hair and crocodile shoes, accompanied by his attorney, a smug man with a lazy smirk. "You have no case," the attorney said. Janelle stood, adjusted her blazer, and began to speak. Her voice deep, calm, precise, carved through the room like a blade. Section 8 of the Fair Housing Act prohibits discriminatory practices, including harassment, targeted evictions, and rent gouging based on race. And I have documented evidence, witness affidavits, and audio recordings of your client's tenants being intimidated. Silence. Then she added, "You can run. Or we can go to court. Your call." Crane looked pale. His lawyer looked like he'd swallowed a stapler. Chapter 4. The Echo Chamber. Word got around fast. Tenants began to share their stories. The media picked up the thread. Janelle appeared on local news, speaking not only for her building, but for thousands of others being bullied into silence across the city. Her voice echoed in city hall meetings, at protests, on podcasts, on the courtroom floor. She filed a class action lawsuit, one of the largest tenant discrimination cases Brooklyn had ever seen. Chapter 5. The Fall. Crane tried to run, sold off 2 properties, hid assets, changed legal teams. But Janelle had anticipated it all. Her team froze his accounts and unearthed decades of systemic abuse, predatory contracts, and falsified maintenance reports. She even found an ex-contractor who confessed to being paid to scare tenants into leaving. In court, Crane broke. On the stand, he admitted, "I didn't think anyone would fight back." Janelle replied, "You didn't think we'd speak." Chapter 6. The Rise. The tenants won. Millions were awarded in damages. The building was placed in a trust controlled by a tenant council. Janelle declined a payout, asking instead for funds to be invested in tenant legal defense across the borough. She was offered a city council seat. She declined that too. "I don't want to sit in rooms that don't listen," she said. "I want to build new ones." Epilogue. The Voice. Years later, children in that building would hear a woman's voice echo through the halls as recordings of Janelle's speech played during tenant association meetings. They didn't know the full story, but they'd listen. Because when Janelle Morgan spoke, people ran and then the right people stood.